हेलो गाइस, मैं हूं आपका अपना डिजिटल मार्केटर डिजिटल निब्यूला एंड आई वेलकम यू टू दिस वीडियो एंड इन दिस वीडियो आई एम गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट अ वेरी interesting topic, and that topic is how should startups approach digital marketing. Now I have been fortunate enough to be able to work with a lot of startups in the form of internships and projects, so I actually know that what the mindset is when it comes to digital marketing in case of startups, and I actually felt the need of sharing my insights into this because I feel there are some kind of gaps in those mindset that needs to be cleared out. So I thought of making this video, and this video is going to be in a 3-part series because I was getting a lot of suggestions, feedbacks that the videos need to be short, crisp and to the point. And so I decided to actually split it into 3 parts so that I can provide the maximum insights in a particular video and focus on just one topic in a video. So without any further ado, let's get started. Digital Nibula, आपका अपना डिजिटल मार्केटर. Now, in this, as you can see, the first thing in this video, in the first part of the video, I'll be highlighting a very important aspect, and that is marketing funnel, because I feel marketing funnel is the basis for your company's future marketing efforts. Because if you get this wrong, then no matter how much money you pour into ads, no matter how much efforts you put into your marketing, I would say as a fact that, you know, no matter how much effort you put into your product as well, you won't be able to get the kind of results that you want, right? So getting this particular thing right is very important, especially for startups, because most of the startups don't have the kind of funding that they will be able to survive for a very long time based on the financial backup that they have, because they don't have a financial backup. So getting this right, you understand the importance of this, right? So the conventional marketing funnel that is taught in the marketing books is awareness, that is actually educating people about your brand, that your brand actually exists in that particular product category. Second is consideration. So consideration phase is actually, now people are aware about your brand, they will actually consider you as an option, right? They will have a list of 4 to 5 companies that offer the same kind of product that you are looking for, and your company will be one of them, right? So there this phase comes in. And third is obviously the action. So if that person chooses your company, that is considered as an action phase because that person has actually bought your product or taken your service. So this is the conventional marketing funnel. Now a lot of startups try to go the wrong way. They try to approach leads first in the form of actions, and then they try to build awareness, which is very wrong, because in the short term it might give you revenue, but in the long term it's a very messed up strategy, because at one point of time your initial customers will stop buying, and your recurring customers will stop. When your recurring customers will stop buying from you, then from where will you get the customers, right? So this strategy is not at all recommended, especially for startups. Now what do I suggest, what do I follow? So first is the same in case of awareness. So awareness remains the same, because I also feel that it's very important to actually make people aware about your presence first, right? Second is the tricky part, is the part where I have tweaked it a bit, because I feel trust is the most important part of a marketing funnel that people miss out upon, and especially for startups, trust is the biggest ROI. That is what I say, and I would love to know your views and opinions if you believe in the same, because this is something I particularly believe in. So let's take a very relatable example. So let's take a company who is into e-commerce, right? Now I'll ask you this question: if you see a post by an e-commerce company who has just started out very recently, you don't know about that company, and in that post or banner you see a product being promoted along with the price and everything, would you consider buying or even think about buying when you have options like Amazon and Flipkart offering the same kind of product in the same price range, right? And this is also not there because in the recent times, big brands have launched products in the lower price range to actually lower that price gap between the products, right? So earlier this was the case that if you offer the products at a lower price, then that can actually act as a trigger for people to buy a product. Now that gap is very narrow, I would say. So in case of trust, so that is the part, that is the phase where trust comes into picture, because if people don't trust your brand, they won't give a shit about your marketing efforts. And sorry for this language, but this is the harsh reality. So now your next follow-up question is, okay Rahul, we understood we have to develop trust. How do we develop trust? Now I would say, especially in this post-COVID era, it's a very opportunistic time to actually develop trust. And I would say, on the contrary, it's a very contradictory opinion that it is easy to form trust now, because hear me out, that people have been in their homes since what, 6-8 months now. Now let's say you're a brand who's just starting out, e-commerce brand who's just started out. Let's say you host a live session on your social media, or let's say you host a podcast with a guest on board and you take up a topic and you actually send out invites and people actually join your podcast. Now what that will do is actually give people a sense of belonging. Now this is just one example I'm taking, there are a lot of examples like this, so I'm trying to explain a point through this one point, right? So if you do a live session podcast, people will actually feel that there is someone behind the post or the banners that they are continuously seeing, because people are bored. Every brand is trying to push out their products, service, trying to push out those offers that they have, but people are literally bored. People don't actually give even 2-second views to those posts, they just swipe through. So what will actually make people to actually remember your brand, and the next time they see your post, they actually wait for 10 seconds, 15 seconds to actually see what content you have pushed out, right? So these live sessions, these podcasts, these actually one-on-one interactions with your audience, one-on-one, I would say it could be in the form of text, it could be in the form of video, whatever form you are feasible with, forming that personal connect is the basis of forming trust in the long term. So what I said is, one strategy is basically you do podcasts, because that has been in the fashion. A lot of brands are doing that, and especially for startups, if you are just starting out, podcast can be a very good tool to generate that kind of trust for your product or service. Second is live sessions. So in social media platforms, I would say most of the social media platforms have this live feature where you can actually go live and maybe tell about your journey, tell about your product or service in an interesting way, tell something or the other that will actually interest your audience, and that will actually remain in the minds of your audience. That is the whole motive there. And third thing is, one-on-one interaction, I would say, to form personal connect. So these are the three topmost things, considering the recent trends, considering the recent situations, that will actually help you in developing trust, and that will actually help you move from this to this, right? So I hope you got my point, what I'm trying to say here. And I hope that you will actually try doing this. If you are moving from this to this direction, you will actually pivot your strategy to the right direction, the right long-term strategy I'm talking about. And yes, so that was it about this particular session, wherein I wanted to talk about the whole funnel, and I would love to know your views and opinions, your feedbacks on this particular insight that I have provided. And if you have followed these kind of strategies, if you have done podcast live sessions, what was the response on them? I would love to know that as well. So yes, keep supporting, keep watching my videos, and you can actually subscribe to my channel if you found this video sensible, and you can actually hit the bell icon to actually be aware, be notified about the future posts, because I'm going to make a lot of videos on various insights, various aspects of digital marketing. So just to be sure that you are not missing out on any of the videos, you can actually hit the bell icon. So that's it from my side. Digital Nibula signing off. See you in the next session. Thank you so much.